I was told to never speak ill of the dead. That being said, treat people with respect in life and they'll treat you with respect in death. Honestly, it's the preferences and pick-me's that are defending him. I see non-black women or racially ambiguous women defending him, and the black women who do simply want to be viewed as different by the black men who are currently mourning. God knows best. Hope he gets rest wherever he is in eternity. His miserable soul needs that rest. The black women defending him on Twitter make me sick. God damn. If he was alive right now, he wouldn't spit on you if you were on fire, ladies. What a disgraceful waste of a life he lived. Kevin Samuels, the Godfather, has died at age 57. Now, I done seen thousands of hundreds of videos out there. Everybody's talking about it. But I did just want to get my opinion on the matter. Now, when I did hear about his death, I didn't believe it at first. I didn't see it being covered by any major outlets. So I said, no fucking way Kevin Samuels is dead. This is a rumor, right? But then as time went on, given his character, who he puts out online, from what I can observe from being online, it doesn't look like within his character for him to play into something like this. So as time went on, I'm thinking, okay, he's not saying nothing. So every second that goes by, I'm thinking that it's more and more true, right? Of course, by now we all know that it is true. He has died. But the main thing that I've seen that has been the craziest shit is the amount of people, I want to say particularly women, maybe even particularly black women, talking shit saying he deserves to die, celebrating his death. They're celebrating Kevin Samuels' death as if he was Hitler, as if he was out here committing genocide, just smacking black women, raping kids, spitting in people's face, like just a total menace. So if I didn't know of Kevin Samuels or indulge in any of his content, I would think, God damn, this man must have been a fucking terrorist. He must have been a threat to humanity, the way they're celebrating this man's death. But with me, I've consumed a lot of his content. Don't watch everything. I don't agree with everything he says. But his whole general message, I do believe if you watch maybe about 2 to 3 Kevin Samuel videos in its entirety, you will have his concept. You will know what he's trying to accomplish. You will know what his main goal is. You would know what his stance is. His only stance is not even black women. His true stance, in my opinion, is about bringing black people together as a whole. So what does he do? He brings reality and accountability into play. That's really it. If you're a man, you believe you're supposed to get with a feminine, fit, beautiful wife that's going to submit to you and do everything at your beck and call. But you make 20, 30,000 a year. You fat as fuck. You broke. You don't do shit. You have no aspirations. You have no network. He's going to tell you, look, nigga, you're not deserving of that. So you will more than likely not get that. You need to work on yourself and get here, and then you can start looking at what you're asking for. And that's basically what he was telling men for the first 3 to 5 years of his YouTube career. He just started speaking on women for about a year and a half. And after that time period, now he's a demon. But talking to men, there's nothing. No peeps, not a sound. Nobody knows who the hell he was. I didn't know who the hell he was. I'll be transparent. But as soon as you start talking about women, now he's a misogynist. Now he's a black woman hater. When in reality, all he's doing for both men and women is just bringing reality to their face, maybe in a harsh way, but it doesn't really matter if it's the truth. All he's doing is holding people accountable. Okay, if you're a woman, you want this high value man, this 6-figure man, whatever the case may be, just basically a very top tier man that makes a lot of money. You want him? That's fine. Let's take a look at yourself to see why you deserve this man. Oh, you got 3 kids by 3 different baby daddies. Oh, you 300 pounds. Oh, you broke. Oh, you have no college education. Why would the man that you want to be with you? That's all he was saying. But when you take a look at how, particularly in this case, black women speak about Kevin Samuels, they're acting like we just got rid of a terrorist. People like Kevin Samuels need to exist, because nowadays, if things aren't spoon-fed to you, if they aren't coddled to each and every one of your emotions, you are some type of word. You're a misogynist. You a woman hater. You hate all women. You're some type of little catchphrase. When in reality, all you're doing is just telling the truth. And honestly, nowadays, lies are what's appreciated. Being coddled is what's appreciated. Oh, you're 500 pounds? You go, queen. You're beautiful. But in reality, it's like, no, you need to lose weight so you don't die. But saying things like that nowadays gets you canceled. which is scary when you really think about it. All the people saying that Kevin Samuels is this misogynist, he deserves to die, whatever the case may be, it doesn't matter whether you believe what he says. If you speak on reality, if you look back at your life, you're more than likely going to fall right in line with what he was stating in the first place. Now, Kevin Samuels, he's not saying anything crazy. I came to the same conclusions myself, not all of his ideologies, just the basic principle of what he's saying. I came to those same conclusions by myself, by my observable reality. I seen how things was going down, how people maneuver. I need a man to do this for me. I need a man to pay my bills, pay for my nails. He needs to just throw money at me. He needs to be there emotionally. But then you let little Pookie in them cheeks over and over and over again, and he taking your card. You giving him money. But you in love with him, and you let him cheat on you, and then still come back. But then the dude that was doing everything that you were saying, you gave him no chance. You just used him. Now, that's from what I was able to observe in my actual life. I seen this shit happen so many times, so I start to understand. As a teenager, when I turned 18, I already had these concepts down. Of course, more experiences come into your life so you can gain more knowledge and you can refine it more. But the basic principles, I had them down at 18. But yeah, so I was taking a look on YouTube, scrolling down. I just typed in Kevin Samuels death. And I was just curious just to see what was out there because of all the hate that I was seeing on this man's name. Kevin Samuels, a polarizing YouTube personality, dies at 57. Fair. YouTube personality Kevin Samuels, known for controversial views. Kevin Samuels dead at 57. Famous for dishing out controversial dating advice on social media. Controversial YouTube Kevin Samuels has passed away at the age of 57. Kevin Samuels, a YouTuber whose notorious relationship and dating advice sparked online backlash, has died. Right, so basically what I'm getting at is just for speaking logical truth with data and statistics about men and women in the dating market, you get labeled as controversial. To say you are more than likely not going to get a high value man or high earning man with high status if you are 300 pounds, if you are non-agreeable, if you don't know how to cook and clean or be traditional. That gets labeled as being controversial. That gets labeled misogyny. Telling people an opinion that then is proved by data and statistics is not misogyny. So it's like, who can talk about black women? If Kevin Samuels, a man in a suit, a man with respect, a man that has done shit with his life, he's not a gangbanger, he ain't out here pimping hoes, he ain't out here saying fuck these bitches. This is a respectable man with class in a suit. We don't see many black dudes in suits, and I'm one of them. I would admit that. But you don't see a lot of black dudes in suits trying to represent the black people and bring the race closer together with telling our faults and what we need to fix. You don't see that. So when we finally get one and he starts talking about the women's side of things and what needs to be fixed, he needs to die, he needs to get canceled, he's gay, he doesn't love his mama, he hates black women. So I typed in Kevin Samuels death on YouTube and I was just going through scrolling to see the first woman page that I could find, you know, just looking at different titles and shit. And I came across this channel named Daytime Tea Time. She says, my fair opinion of Kevin Samuels being confirmed dead, plus his friends speak out about his misogyny. Now, the reason I clicked on this video is for the last part. His friends speak out about his misogyny. Right there, I can tell her stance, or I have an idea about her stance. And then I was curious about what friends are saying about his misogyny.
Kevin Samuels was very well known for being very controversial, discussing topics of relationships, specifically women and black women, what they should and should not do in relationships, how they should act and how they should look in order to attract a man. And while discussing a lot of those topics, Kevin Samuels was not very nice, was not very respectful, and it seemed that he tore down women in order to build up his career.
Now you hear it. He tore down women to build up his career. For the first 3 to 5 years, he spoke on men. The same thing that he's telling women is the same thing that he's telling men. The only thing that's different is the public response. And in my opinion, this kind of shows that you can talk about men all day. You can shit on them. They trash. You can say whatever you want about men, but as soon as you open your mouth about women, whether it's true or not, if you're not calling them queens, you're gonna be canceled. Kevin Samuels did not bash women. Kevin Samuels simply told delusional women in this case, hey, You do not meet the criteria for what these men that you want are looking for. That's all he was doing. He's not saying, hey, you're a stupid idiot. You're never going to get this type of man. He says, okay, what type of man do you want? How much money does he have to make? How much of a percent do you want to be responsible for all the bills? How many kids do you want? And a woman say, oh, he got to make 200, 300,000. I don't want to pay no bills, so 0%. He says, okay, where do you want to live? Okay, this is going to be California. They say, okay, I want 2 to 3 kids. He tells them, pick one. Okay, 3 kids. So you want a man making over 6 figures, you want 3 kids, and you want to live in California. That man's gonna at least need to be making about $300,000 to $400,000, maybe more. And then he goes to say, ma'am, how much do you weigh? What's your dress size? Of course, he looking at their face. What do you rate yourself getting out the shower, fresh face, no makeup? And they give their answer. And a lot of times it'll be a 4 or 5 out of 10. You know, average looking woman. She may be overweight. A lot of times they are overweight. 200 pounds, 220, 230. She be 5'6". She's clearly overweight. Okay. Ma'am, do you already have kids? I have 2 by 2 different baby daddies. So with those standards, he'll more than likely tell her, okay, ma'am, a man that you're looking for, that you're claiming that you're wanting, is more than likely not going to want what you have to offer. A man that's making that type of money, remember, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, $600,000. That ain't little money. Why would he settle for you? Now, it sounds bad saying it like that, but it's just the truth.
It seemed that he tore down women in order to build up his career. Some people saw it as him just being brutally honest, telling it like it is, while others saw him as a misogynistic, arrogant man profiting off of degrading women. But to be clear, these are women who would call into his show, allow him to rate them from 1 to 10, and give them advice based on the information that they gave to him.
I'm a 37-year-old woman, and I've been celibate for 2 years.
What?
I've been celibate for 2 years.
Where'd that come from?
I want to know, is that the reason why?
What's the philosophy here? You're not a virgin. You got 2 people came out of you. What's going on?
Oh, no, you did not.
Oh, no, you did not have the nerve to bring vagina out here and close it up at 37 years old with 2 kids out here. So you meet a man, a good guy. You think you're going to be celibate for what? What, till you married?
Yes.
You got your goddamn mind. I wish I would meet a 37-year-old with 2 kids and think you going to... Shit. You're almost 40 years old with 2 kids talking about celibate? You need to be trying to give that shit away to secure a man.
37, 2 kids. Then she's gonna be celibate when she finds a man until they marry. And he's telling her, ma'am, you're 37. You already have 2 kids that came out of there. You can't come to a man expecting him to be celibate with you until he marries you at 37 with 2 kids. What is woman hating about that? What is woman hating about that? I don't understand. Maybe, I know, the tone, the harshness, I get that. But you can't let the tone and the harshness get in way of the message and then just call him a woman hater because of the tone. What man with self-respect is going to sit there for possibly a year, get no type of box from a woman that has 2 kids that he more than likely would have to help take care of, and not get no type of sex from this woman until they marry? And she's more likely talking about a higher value man, because that's normally what they talking about. It's normally a high value dude, not no average Joe like me. You talking about making a dude wait a whole year plus until y'all marry for him to have sex with you, and y'all are grown as hell. You 2-3 years away from 40 with 2 kids. And this is what I mean by the delusion. People would rather live in a delusion. If you call them out on it, you're now the woman hater misogynist.
Kevin Samuels and his advice is you didn't like his tone, but you couldn't say he was wrong, and he didn't hide from the people, did he? This is a man who truly believed in what he said, and he meant what he said. And these are the type of heroes that we must appreciate while they are here. This is the type of representation of Black men that we need to see more often of. I, for one, plan to continue forward with his legacy. He gave me some specific instruction to talk about some subjects that I think men need to hear, the world needs to hear, and it was great advice.
Now, as for some of the things that Dennis Sperling was saying, now, in my personal opinion, I definitely would not categorize Kevin Samuels as a hero or a type of black man that's needed?
Why not? Not the hero part. I can understand why you wouldn't be able to see the man side of what he's speaking about and why dudes feel like he's a hero. Why would you not want to see more of what Kevin Samuels is bringing? Who do you want to see? Derek Jackson? It's nothing against this specific YouTuber. This is just a common mantra of what I've been seeing from women about Kevin Samuels. Who do you want to see? A Derek Jackson that's going to pander and lie and continue the issues that we still have? Calling women queens and calling them all 10s and telling them they don't need to lose no weight when they're 200-300 pounds. Just deluding your minds, which is not helping anybody. But somebody telling us the truth about what needs to happen or the truth about what's going on in the black community, why would you not want more of that to be shown? Why would you not want a dude that's speaking truthfully to be shown more of? I don't understand.
I truly believe that men should have a space, a safe space to say how they actually feel. But just because you have a safe place to say exactly how you feel, it doesn't mean how you feel should be stated as fact. Especially when you're talking about how a woman looks and what she should look like and what she should act like. Especially without considering what a man should look like and act like.
And I believe that's an easy way to go ahead and say you can tell that she's misinformed about Kevin Samuels. He started off again talking to men for 3 years plus. And then even when he's telling women about their looks and what they're not going to be able to get, he's speaking about the man that they want. So the man that they want is going to have all the qualities that they want. It's not assuming that any man is going to be good enough to get everything from a woman. He's talking to the women about what they are asking for. They want the $300,000 dude that's 6 feet, that's going to pay all the bills, that's handsome, that got a six pack. That's what they're asking for. So in the situation, it's about the dude being perfect in a sense, about what they want. We're not going to talk about the dude because we're assuming the dude is going to be what they want. So then it's asking, what are you going to give that man? And what they usually give doesn't add up to equal that type of man that they're asking for. So it's not about just saying, yeah, dudes can do whatever and just be sitting on their ass and they can get the best quality woman. No, a multitude of times he's always saying it. You got to be on your purpose. You can't be bullshitting around. You got to make sacrifices. You got to be in good physical shape. Make sure you smell good. He was always on the dudes about what dudes need to do. And he was correct 90% of the time.
The focus mostly on what a woman should do for a man, it's very misogynistic, and that's why a lot of women just did not like Kevin Samuels. His points of view were not fair. It might be how men actually think, but that doesn't make it okay. I wish that Kevin Samuels would have been able to find some type of true balance between how men actually think and the changes that need to be made in order for them to have successful, long relationships. Not focusing mostly on what a woman should be doing and thinking, but what a man should be doing and thinking, considering the man is supposed to be the one leading. I'm just saying.
It's always from the women's side that Kevin Samuels isn't balanced. He's biased against women. He hates women, right? But then if you go and look at what women are saying, what they think about how men should be about dating, nothing about it is fair. I want a man to make over 6 figures, 6 feet. He gotta look good, gotta have a big digging stick, nice car, can't be too nice, can't be too mean, right in between. When I tell my man to go whoop somebody's ass, he better go do it and die for me. But then when you turn the question around and ask, what are you going to do for that man? What do you bring to the table? You are met with, I am the table. Kevin Samuels is way more unbiased than the women that talk about dating. And there are some channels out there that are more realistic that's coming from women. But most of the time, the shit just not fair. At least from what I see, a lot of times nowadays, you'll see a woman describe a traditional man as what she want, but she's a complete modern woman. She still want to be the boss chick. She still want to wear the pants. She not cooking. She not cleaning. She not doing that for no nigga, because that's slavery. But then she want a man to still take care of the bills, die for her, protect the house, protect her, and also let her do what the hell she want to do with no boundaries, because boundaries makes you insecure. Anyway, let's take a look at these comments of this video. I was told to never speak ill of the dead. That being said, treat people with respect in life and they'll treat you with respect in death. She's insinuating that Kevin Samuels is Hitler and he shouldn't have opened his mouth about black women, so now he deserves death. He deserves the disrespect that's coming his way after his death. All of a sudden, black men are telling us we are evil for wishing him dead, but it's all crickets when he says we women should die alone. Kevin Samuels doesn't say women should die alone. He's saying the choices that women are making are going to lead them to die alone. Like, look at the bullshit. This is why it's so crazy. People are ill-informed, but they have their minds so made up that he's a misogynist when they don't even know the shit that he talks about. They don't even know. The only thing I learned is to not walk around with bitterness or hate in my heart, because the wages sin pays is death. I will allow my heart to weigh that of a feather. She's insinuating that Kevin Samuels was bitter to black women and he deserved his death. God knows best. Hope he gets rest wherever he is in eternity. His miserable soul needs that rest. This is a man that is just speaking accountability. The choices that you make will have pros and cons. He's telling women, those set of choices that you are making are more than likely going to lead you here. But now he's the demon. He's Hitler. He deserves that death. He was tormenting black women while he was alive. Now he needs to die. And hopefully his soul gets burned in hell for eternity. That's why his soul needs that rest, because he was just so bitter towards women while he was alive. I absolutely love this brilliant backhanded comment by Widow35. And if you notice, all of these comments have been by women. It's a women channel, so of course it's going to be majority women. All the people that's been in agreement of his death, it has been from women. And you see here in this comment, Pita. But when he says something y'all don't like, he's suddenly the devil. We see y'all. The black women defending him on Twitter make me sick. God damn. If he was alive right now, he wouldn't spit on you if you were on fire, ladies. What a disgraceful waste of a life he lived. From Seth. Another woman. Lil Lexus says, honestly, it's the preferences and pygmies that are defending him. I see non-black women or racially ambiguous women defending him, and the black women who do simply want to be viewed as different by the black men who are currently mourning. That argument, I would say, so if the non-black women are the ones that are more in agreement and understanding of what the black man is talking about, agreeing with Kevin Samuels, why is it an issue when black dudes talk about getting with other races if they understand more? That shouldn't be a problem then. They may be using a little more logic instead of emotion. They get labeled pygmies. It's like you feel some type of pride just for not agreeing with another black man, or not even trying to understand the plight of somebody else in another gender. You get applauded for shooting the shit down like it don't mean nothing. You are the only one with struggles, and black men are the devil. God Will Bagoni says, those women are mature to realize that you don't have to celebrate someone dying regardless of the legacy they left behind. But black women have always been bitter, so nothing surprises me there. I don't like to categorize and say entire black women, but the ones I do see, unfortunately, it is mostly black women saying this stupid shit, and it does show maturity. Its maturity is lacking. But hey, that's the end of the video. I know this video is a little different. I just wanted to get my thoughts out about the most ridiculous shit I've been seeing on the internet. Humanity is fucking lost, because it just goes to show the black community, we just ain't, I don't know if we'll ever get this shit together. We ain't gonna ever be together. We always gonna be fighting one another. It's crazy. A man actually trying to push something in the right direction, this is how he gets treated. Kevin Samuels is probably one of the most furthest people that death should be getting celebrated. Man had a message. This man had facts to back it up. He was a respectable black man. He was actually trying to do real change in the black community. But hey, RIP Kevin Samuels. I know his message definitely got to a few dudes out there, so I know it's still gonna keep getting pushed regardless. But it is just sad to see. But again, RIP Kevin Samuels.